Bring you some breaking news, shall we, in a statement from the Confederation of African Football about last night's Afcon final between Morocco and Senegal, which Senegal went on to win. It says the Confederation of African Football condemns the unacceptable behaviour of some players and officials during the Africa Cup of Nations final between Morocco and Senegal in Rabat last night. CAF strongly condemns any inappropriate behaviour which occurs during matches, especially those targeting the refereeing team or match organisers. CAF is reviewing all footage and will refer the matter to competent bodies for appropriate action to be taken against those found guilty. Any more on that story and we will bring it to you.
I think you've used the right word, Hayley. You've got to stay calm, you've got to stay focused, you've got to stay composed, and you've just got to hope that reason will prevail. And as it did, I think it's Mane, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stopped on the field.
Yeah.
He convinced the players to come back. He did a great job because he brought them back. It was, I feel for the referee. You know, it's probably one of the biggest games of his life.
Yeah.
You know, he's in that environment, and it's suddenly out of his hands because he can't physically go and wrestle them players back on. He's got to.
Had they have not come back out, what would have happened? Would the trophy have been awarded to Morocco?
Oh, who knows? Who knows? I mean,
did they take the penalty though?
Well, they wouldn't have had a goalkeeper to shoot against them. But if they hadn't come out, there's going to be big, serious. I think there'd be repercussions anyhow, but the repercussions would be massive if they hadn't come back out.
Can I just say one thing after we're going to go back? Like when I was watching that game on commentary, I think this big whole situation happened because earlier on in the tournament there was talk that Morocco were getting the benefit of the doubt in certain situations because they was a home nation.
Okay.
And when we see the initial foul for the goal that was disallowed on Hakimi, it was very soft. It was they were both kind of pushing and shoving with their hands, but they were both looking at the ball. I think it was the defender that won the header, come off the crossbar, someone put it in. But the referee, like Dermot always says, the referee blew his whistle so fast. And it was a situation where if he had have just given himself time to wait and assess the situation, he probably wouldn't have made that bad situation. The ball goes up the other end, and again, it was another really soft decision on Diaz, where I think it's Diouf has put his arm around. Yeah, he's had his hand on his neck, but when you freeze it, it can look a certain way. But it was really soft again, and the referee gives the penalty. That's when the manager and everyone started. You know, there was a big caracas on the side. Everyone's arguing. The players are arguing, and actually Diaz went up to the referee and it looked like he convinced the referee to give the decision. And that's when all this started. And that's when the manager was like, get everyone off the pitch, go into the dressing room. And to be fair to Mane, who's a hero, you know, for Senegal, but in all, you know, African football, I mean, world football, really. He's done so much for football. He was one that stayed out. And then he went back. And thankfully, in the end, I think Senegal prevailed, and I think they were the better team anyway. But when we think about this African nations now, it's not going to be because of the football match. It's going to be because of this incident, and that's a shame, really.
Well, you hope not, don't you, Jay? Because it was such a fabulous goal to win a match, to win a tournament. So hopefully people look back and say, well, common sense prevailed, they came out, the game was finished, and the game was won by a moment of magic.
Yeah. I mean, you would like to say that, but today we've come in and we're not talking about the goal. I know it's ref watch, but a lot of you know, the news that I've seen is there was a big commotion in the game. Look at this, but the game was won by this goal. So that came first, and then the goal came secondary, where it should be the opposite way around. But I mean, like I said, I mean, this kind of thing can't happen because it doesn't look good for the African nation.